Episode 38. You have fallen for her. Seeing that Jackson's expression had changed, Jake had a rare smile on his face.
Why are you smiling? Didn't you just get dumped?
Jackson gritted his teeth and waved his hand to the ladies.
Go please, Mr. Robinson.
The two girls in sexy outfits immediately threw themselves at Jake. God knows how long they had waited. However, before Jackson said anything, they did not dare to move a finger. With Jackson's approval, they were both overjoyed.
Mr. Robinson?
Their sweet voices were airy and pretentious, making Jake feel nauseous. His cold face became even darker as he grunted.
Go away.
The two girls did not dare to go over again. Seeing that, Jackson laughed and said,
Why do you get so serious? Girls, you can go now. Jake never needs ladies.
The two girls were dazed. What does that mean? He never needs ladies. Is he gay? Looking at each other, the girls quickly went away. Jackson held his glass and sat next to Jake.
Seriously, did the woman divorce you because you are impotent?
Jake threw a cold glance at Jackson. Having been his friend for many years, Jackson was used to that and chuckled.
Everyone knows that you have never had a woman next to you. You don't need to act tough in front of me. I know an expert who has done extensive study in that area.
You received advice from him?
As if. Why would I need that?
Then shut up.
But are you?
Jackson insisted. Jake pondered and said,
I think I might have frightened her at our wedding night.
What do you mean?
I might have performed too well.
Jackson almost choked on the wine he had just drunk. Hitting the sofa, he laughed and said,
I can't even.
Jake glared at him, raising a fist. Jackson immediately stopped and said,
You should really consider the expert.
I mean it.
Jake interrupted him.
How is that possible?
Jackson laughed nonstop.
She's just not that into you. Otherwise, all women would like to be impressed by a sex machine.
Jake looked at him in the most threatening way possible. Jackson shut his mouth, cleared his throat, and suddenly realized something.
Wait a second. You're in love with her?
No.
Then why would you want to touch her? Don't you always hate it when women touch you?
On the wedding night, someone drugged us.
It was definitely not Serena, though. As faint-hearted as she was, she would not have the guts to do that.
Lila has done this before, and you simply sent her to the hospital. Why is this woman different?
Jake said,
The Cox family is too ambitious. I would have to marry her if I slept with her. I am not so foolish as to do that.
No way. I used to think the drug was flawed, and now it seems that the problem was you.
Jackson said,
You have fallen for her, obviously. However, did you sign that contract?
I did.
You will regret this. I'm telling you.
Jackson said sympathetically,
I will not.
Do you want to do an experiment?
What experiment?
Miss Ruby.
Jackson snapped his fingers. A bimbo quickly came over, with gorgeous makeup on her face. A short bodycon dress showed off her gorgeous curves. Jake looked annoyed as a strong wave of perfume hit his nose. Jackson saw that and commanded,
Send 10 girls over to keep Mr. Robinson company.
Miss Ruby was overjoyed.
Right away!
What are you trying to prove?
Just wait.
Very soon, 10 girls were sent over. The aggressive ones were already serving drinks to Jackson. Jackson sent the best-looking girl among them to Jake. Smelling the perfume, Jake felt a bit dizzy. He looked up and saw a beautiful face. Somehow, he was not interested at all. Serena's face was much more pleasant, and her scent, her alluring scent. Seeing that Jake did not ask her to go, the girl poured Jake a drink and moved her huge breasts in front of his eyes, calling, "Mister." He suddenly thought of Serena's whimper. Serena's frightened black eyes were haunting him. Realizing that he was thinking about his wife, Jake's heart sank, feeling disturbed. He moved away from the girl approaching him and cried, "Go away!" The girl was startled by his reaction, not knowing what she had done wrong, gazing at Jake. Jackson laughed contentedly and told the girl,
"Didn't you hear him?"
Jackson was a frequent visitor to the place, so everyone knew him. Hearing his words, the girl quickly left.
I told you, Jake. Face the truth.
Taking a sip, Jackson smiled at his friend. Jake was so gloomy that no one dared to approach him at this point. Taking a deep breath, Jake walked outside.
"You're leaving?"
Jackson said. Jake did not mean to look back, which made Jackson feel bored. After he left the club as well, Jackson returned to the house he bought for Mary. Failing to find his key, Jackson rang the doorbell. Mary was asleep already. Hearing the doorbell, she quickly went to the door. The moment the door was opened, a tall man was standing in front of her, smelling of alcohol and perfume. Mary frowned, thought he was drunk, and cursed. "Damn it, Jackson, you fucker!" Jackson chuckled, carried her in his arms, and slammed the door, saying,
"Then I'll show you how well I can fuck."